Journalists across America who claim to be unbiased, but actually are dividing us.
This notion of fake news to me is preposterous. These are real journalists going out seeking the truth.
Are journalists the enemy of the people?
I would hate to say yes, but yes. Because I think what journalists are doing is a political agenda, and it's not an agenda for the truth. I think the people we see on the networks, I'd be shocked if at least 90% of them aren't completely biased.
You believe 90% of
Yes.
journalists have a bias?
Absolutely.
It's so bizarre to me that people who love liberty would then attack the media.
There are many Americans who are very disenfranchised by the media. They think there's a bias in this profession. Where does that come from?
I think it's because this current administration didn't like the way they were being reported. So they're like, you know what? If we get people to turn on the media, then everything they report will have no credibility.
I don't believe that the media is speaking to the majority of Americans. I believe the media is speaking to who they think America is, which is the bubble of Washington, D.C. and New York and L.A. What concerns people in those media bubbles is completely in contrast to what is concerning people in the rural parts of Georgia.
If I know I need to lose 20 pounds and I get on the scale and it tells the number, and then I say, I don't like the scale. You can't cry fake news because you don't like the story that's being told. If it's the truth, if it is really what's going on, then you have to deal with it. I was never upset with the media. I think they had a tough job because there were so many components of that trial, of the racial implications. There's so much there, and at least they covered it. I think it's sad that people think that the media, members of the media, are enemy of the people. It makes no sense to me. How do we get here? Hey there.
Hello.
Are you Bryan?
I'm Bryan.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, what do you think about this fake news stuff?
Well, I think there's a lot of it. A lot of fake news. How about you?
I don't like the term fake news. I don't know if there's a better way to say it, but it just feels like you don't like what's being reported.
Real journalistic news is kind of boring.
No one
So
wants
what
to
we've
see
gotten
it.
into is entertainment reality TV news.
I agree with that.
Which always has like this drama to it. It leads them to a conclusion naturally instead of leaves it open for interpretation. You know, like if I get news about what's going on with Paul Manafort and Trump, it almost always tells me what to think about it instead of just leave the news for me to interpret.
So you do acknowledge that there's value, though, in just reporters doing their job to seek truth and to find.
In principle, but I agree that there is an importance for the media to hold people accountable, but the problem is they've lost credibility to do it.
Y'all, if you guys are hungry, the food truck is ready to start serving. You want to come and get something to eat? Yes, ma'am.
There you
Did
go.
you get some water, huh? Let me get some water.
There you go. You're welcome.
I have someone who wants a plate, but she doesn't feel good coming over here.
Give me your plate back. I can sprinkle on it, but I don't got no shaker. Okay. Here, make my man. Man, put double up a plate for me. She made you a big one. Don't serve me, man.
No, I can't get it. I'm raised like that. I can't get it. I apologize.
Appreciate it. It's gonna get better, brother. It's gonna get better.
So you guys did some pretty good work in the community today. What's your
Yes.
biggest takeaway?
I think, credibility is the issue. The media is there for the people, and if the people aren't getting anything out of it, it's sad. So if we need to raise the credibility, both sides need to work together. We have the power to change this. We really do. It's something within our right. And as Americans, this is what we should want.
I think that helps me connect to the fact that one thing that fake news and that rhetoric does do is it attacks, and it does bring this conversation to the surface, which is good, but at the same time it hurts. I think that those of us who believe that fake news is a real issue, need to do a better job, perhaps, of explaining to the media exactly why we think it's fake. The media has to get out into the community, into the hills of the country, into the rural parts of the country, suburban parts of the country more, and talk to people and listen to them at a table like this.
Is that possible?
I think it is.